All right. Yeah, Adam Salman, what do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? What do you want to discuss before I get into the Swazi? What it is you want to talk about? Let a brother know. Yeah, I was watching Sarnetta with Jabari, Chris, Garfield. Looks like Chris wanted that smoke with Garfield. Garfield said no because he was disrespectful. Hey, that wait, now Adam, when that doesn't work, you gotta pick a topic, dude. I don't want to talk about just any old thing. Right? I mean, you gotta be more specific. You might be trying. The last time I tried to talk about sports on here, people got mad. So I need to know what it's about. And like they weren't mad because they were against sports. It's because the title of the video said one thing, and when they came here, we were talking about the topic, by the way. But just so happened we were like done with the topic, sort of, and we were talking about sports, and some sport fanatics got pissed off. Big. Uh, nah, Adam. That's not how it works. You're not familiar with the platform, and yeah, you just can't. You could, you know what? I'll let you. Mm, yeah, not to be funny, my brother, but I don't discuss the hereafter. You might want to go to the Captain Cesario channel for that. Yeah, I could tell you don't be here. Yeah, I could tell you don't believe here, and you don't know my position on the Bible. I could tell by that question right there, by that statement. That yeah, you don't know my position on the Bible. You wouldn't ask that question. I mean, it's not a question, but you wouldn't have asked to talk about that. All right, you want to come on and try to porn bomb, and that ain't gonna happen. Nah, you good, you good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get rid of you. Okay, goodbye, Adam. The hereafter. What's wrong with this guy? Yeah, but thanks for the view, though. Thanks for the view. Yeah, nah, bro. He is no need. There's no need. You know, for people who join the panel, like I just can't go to a random live and say, yo, let me just talk about anything. That's not how that really works. You gotta be respectful and just know at least what you know, I have a title there: spiritual Israelites, not physical Israelites. I mean, at the very least, act like you want to talk about that and then change the subject. But no, I already know, bro. I had two guys join with Apostle and Digits that same day, but I never let them on because they were first of all, it was names I never heard of, and they were in the waiting room, but I never let them on. I said, dude, y'all got to tell me who you are in the chat before you come on the Zoom, and they never told, they never disclosed who they were in the chat because they had a failed attempt of porn bombing, and they keep trying again. So I don't. These people can be from. Nah, you were not blocked. I was reading your thing. Yeah. So the watcher, it's no need because I don't just talk about anything here. I talk about specific things, and I usually talk about what we talked about before. And you know, Stoopies and you guys could change the subject, no problem. But I'm not gonna let a viewer just change the subject. No, I don't talk about aliens. I don't talk about you know certain shit. I just don't talk about. But I will talk about the recap of the discussion because let me send the link to my man because he said that some dude I know. So he said he felt like old boy was handling his own. I'm like, okay, then you definitely Was not following. Wow. So Earl Spence and Keith Thurman gonna fight at middleweight. What kind of stupid dumbness? That's just so stupid. I guess Earl Spence might have been ducking Terrence Crawford. All right. So let me go into some of the discussion. Now, yeah, the dude, the fake name Adam Salman. Believe me, my boy, I'm not desperate for panelists, my boy. I really can hold it down if I have to. All right. All right. So my bad. Let me get to the Swazi. Okay. Before it get too late. In this, I mean, I called out so many people and people that use so many Israelites. All right. Okay, so let me go. They make up so many excuses. They send me all these videos to go watch. It's like, dude, you think everybody's dumb as you? It's like, I gotta read your thousand. I gotta watch your thousand videos on the virgin birth. Come on, dude. I gotta have some humility. I don't gotta watch your thousands of videos. All right, Israelites. So I'm gonna share my screen now, and I'm gonna recap the discussion, and I'm gonna point out some things. Now, keep in mind that when I usually have this discussion, so pay attention, and you can go back and watch the other debates. When we have this discussion, I rarely look. I'm the guest, right? I'm the guy with the claim. I rarely ever get to explain my position. Rarely ever. We just go to verses and we just argue. But if I'm the person making the claim, shouldn't I be allowed to talk for about 10 and 15 minutes over Matthew chapter 1, how I see it, and then Luke chapter 1 and how I see it, and then say, yeah, and that's the virgin birth. That's what the Bible's saying. And then they're supposed to be like, okay, brother, I heard your argument. Now what about this? Otherwise, we got to hear their argument. Otherwise, we got to hear that person go 10 and 15 minutes long explaining, okay, this means that, this means this, and then I pick him apart. But either way, somebody got to be able to pick somebody apart. Either I'm picking their argument apart or they're picking my argument apart. But so we can know entirely what somebody's saying. But like, I believe some of them are too insecure, not even insecure, too. I think some of them just don't want to be challenged too much. So they don't want to hear too much. and they only want. And, oh, let me say this: they don't want to hear too much, and they definitely don't want to hear certain verses. So when it's like we just cherry pick verses, they're gonna make sure we stay in the Israelite container. The Israelite container is just the verses that they're familiar with, that's been taught in their camp. They don't want to go over books and verses that's not in the camp. That's why the first chance I get, I go over some things that concerns the virgin birth. I know their camp hasn't discussed it, and they usually fall apart. So now, without further ado, watch this. Kind of disagree with me when I say uh, the seed is also spiritual, right? It's also a spiritual seed. So the Israelites disagree with me. So I had went and I gathered some verses where to me it seems like this is a spiritual seed. So I'll just and these verses you heard before, and you probably I'll let you answer for yourself, but you probably looked at it as physical. So at least some of the verses.
Okay, so I think that's we could get to that if time permits.
So you see, so I mean, what's interesting is that like we already did the physical seed debate in our first debate. So whenever he uploads it, I'm trying to give him the respect to upload it first so I can go over it. But he didn't do that just yet. So I'll give him to Friday, but I gotta upload it and then go over it. Okay. So let me say this. It's funny how he didn't want to touch on the physical seed of Israel. But I'm sorry. Here we go with this. It's interesting how he didn't want to talk on the spiritual seed of Israel, right? But then later in the chat, he talked about the physical seed of Israel. Okay, so remember, our debate last night, was supposed to be focused around Luke 1. So anything we read, any book we read outside of Luke 1 is supposed to support somebody's stance about Luke 1. Okay, so no problem. So he went to different verses and chapters that he felt was supporting Luke 1, like the overshadowing experience with Mary. No problem with that. No problem. But when he went to Luke chapter 3, and then when he went to that don't support his stance at all. And then when he went to Romans chapter 1 verse 3, the seed of David. How are we back talking about the seed when he just said that we'll talk about the spiritual seed if time permits, but he made time for the physical seed. The physical seed argument. So what's sperma? It's just weird. So anyway, looked as physical. Oh, and let me put the link out there. But believe me, anybody that's not a regular will not be invited on the channel. Okay. So hold on. I gotta at least know who the hell you are. And let me take it off. Oh shit, what am I doing? And let me take it off screen share. In case they try to get tricky. I'm biased. Yeah, I don't have to pin something to watch it. I could just make it where only the host can share the screen. Yeah, that's why Savio couldn't share because when I left the house to do something. I had it on host could only share. So even if Stu P said he could share, he wouldn't be able to share. I put that in the chat. Make it where only the host can, okay, or like them for everybody, even save it to read. Like you're not gonna be able to share till I get back home. All right. So okay. So let me take that off. Participants can share. This shit, man. This is hilarious. Oh, all right, host only. Okay, cool. So at least some of the verses.
Okay, so I think that's we could get to that if time permits.
So where you want to start at?
All right, so we should start. You asked me about Luke, right?
Yeah, so let me share my screen so you can see. I'm right here.
Oh, what's wrong, Pop? Don't you start. Here you
How
go.
old is he? About 10 months?
Nah, he's 18 months.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'd be wrong like the mother. I'd be trying to guess a baby.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, I gotta stop.
He don't let me out his sight, man. That's my boy right there.
I'm always wrong, I guess, these ages. At least on babies. Okay, so if you see my screen, you're looking at the Bible.
Right.
So where you want me to go?
Go to Luke 1.
Yep.
Right. All right. So you're gonna go to like, I want to say what, in the 20s?
Okay, you're talking about Mary, right?
Yeah.
About 26 then. Right here. Yep. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
So you want me to read?
All right. No. So go up a little. You can go up a little bit further.
Like this?
Maybe to like. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. 25 is cool. All right. Cool. 25, 26. All right. Yeah. I could read. All right. Yeah. Luke 1:26, it says, and in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth.
The 6th month of what?
It said in the 6th month of what?
Yeah.
You tell me.
The pregnancy of Elizabeth.
It said in the pregnancy of Elizabeth.
Yeah. That's why it's important to, like, when you say 6 months, it's important to note that this is her 6th month being pregnant.
Right, because the context prior is dealing with the angel going to Elizabeth, which we're actually going to get to. So it's good that you said that.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Unto a city of Galilee.
Context, that's all.
Right. Named Nazareth, to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary. Verse 28, and the angel came in unto her.
Just one thing for clarity. This should say young woman.
You said, does it say young woman?
It's supposed to say young woman. If it's quoting Isaiah chapter 7, this is supposed to say young woman.
Well, not really, because young woman, virgin, and maid all mean the same thing. So
yeah,
to say that it's supposed to say young woman is you superimposing that now into the text.
Actually, I'm not. I noticed that he keeps saying the word superimposing. I mean, all right. He keeps charging me with superimposing, and so we'll see. We'll see. We'll look it up together right now. We'll look it up together right now. Okay. Let's see. What is Parthenos in the Bible? Okay, let's see. What is Parthenos in Greek? Let's see. Epithet meaning virgin applied by the Greeks to several goddesses. Oh yeah, so now that's the thing. The brother doesn't understand that the goddess Athena, the word Parthenos is part of her name. So let's see if this goes into it. Okay, so I want you guys to see this. Parthenos, an epithet meaning virgin, applied by the Greeks to several goddesses, especially Athena. So, do you believe she was an actual virgin, a woman, a goddess without sex? Yes. So Parthenos, the Greeks used that for Mary because it was applied to Athena first. So when the Greeks was trying to explain what type of virgin Mary was, she was a virgin like Athena. Parthenos. Well, okay, so now I'll do this now. So I just did a quick browse, okay? people ask, what is Parthenos in Greek mythology? Parthenos. You see this right here? The right there. The Greek, it says, is the Greek term for virgin. Parthenos may refer to Athena Parthenos, the epithet of the three virgin goddesses in Greek mythology. Okay. So last one. Let's go to Wiki. Wiki's undefeated. All right. Athena Parthenos. Let's pick that. Make it bigger. So the statue of Athena Parthenos. So you see her actual full name. Her full name is the word they use for Mary. This is easy. Athena Parthenos. Okay, the Greek right there. Athena the Virgin was a monumental chryselephantine sculpture of the goddess Athena, attributed to Phidias and dated to the mid 5th century BCE. It was an offering from the city of Athens to Athena, its tutelary deity. The nails of the Parthenon on the Acropolis of Athens was designed exclusively to accommodate it. Okay, so but let's get to the nitty gritty. If I'm gonna do that, let me see if they go to the etymology of this. They talk. I'm gonna go to history. Okay. Let's get out of here. Where he might say, "Nah, I don't mean that. That's not. Ain't got nothing to do with. It got nothing to do with. It got nothing to do with Athena." Okay, so here are the three virgins, goddesses, right there. They got Isaiah 7:14 here. So lastly is this. Let's see if this could pull something up. Let's see. I'll spell it. Okay. Got the R. All right. Right. Okay. So now, this is what the brother didn't know. So the Greeks have written the entire Bible. So what we know is that the Old Testament, or we at least heard that the Old Testament was written in Hebrew and the New Testament in Greek. Okay, but the Bible was translated, like the Old Testament was translated to another language like everything else. So of course the Greeks translated the Old Testament to Greek. So the problem is this. Let me show you the problem before we go all over the place. Let me catch you up to speed real fast. Let me show you the problem. So when the Greeks translated the Hebrew to Greek, there was outrage, right? And you'll see why. There was outrage of a translation that the Jewish people feel like the Greeks did on purpose to push some agenda, right? So let's see. And on my backup channel tomorrow, I will play the video. Okay, so what the hell am I doing? There. 7. So this is what the brother was okay. So as you can see, the New International Version says the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son. So the argument is the word virgin, and they saying when the Greeks translated this, they put parthenos here, which means a woman without sex. And they said that they were deceitfully trying to make the prophecy work in and Isaiah and Luke 1. Okay, so it says virgin. Now, oh, I'm sorry. It's important to know that the word virgin in the Hebrew has two definitions. So you got Alma, which usually means a young woman of marriageable age but had sex before. And the other word for virgin in Hebrew is Betula or Betula. Okay, so let me just write that down right here. Yeah, uh-huh. You're gonna get 10 more minutes, you're going to bed. All right? Yeah, right now you extra hyper because you're sleepy. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, let's go. All right. Oh shoot. Okay. Well, I'm gonna spell with these socks on. Okay. So let me just point that out real fast as a side note. Up here, it's gonna be tough to do. All right. So virgin can means Betula. Virgin can mean Alma. Okay. So the first one is a woman without sex. The second one, all right, the first one is a young woman without sex. The second one is a young woman but had sex. All right. So that means that they're both of marriageable age. Both means they're of marriageable age and they're young, but one had sex and the other one didn't have sex. All right. So when it says virgin to an English speaking person, this only means without sex. Right. So you see virgin, see all these translations says virgin, 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 virgin here, virgin there, virgin there, virgin there, virgin there, virgin here. Okay, now watch this. The Good News Translation. Well, then, I hate when that shit does that. Well, then, the Lord Himself will give you a sign: a young woman, a young woman. The Good News Translation said the young woman who is pregnant will have a son and will name him Emmanuel. Okay. Virgin. Look at this. So this is the Jewish Hebrew transliteration. Therefore, the Lord Himself shall give you a sign. Behold, the young woman. The young woman. So there's a reason why some people were honest to replace virgin with just simply young woman. Because that's what it's supposed to be. What they're saying is when you say virgin and you put it in the English language, we're going to think a woman without sex. So we're going to think the Luke verse is talking about a woman that never had sex. And it's a prophecy coming from what we're reading, Isaiah 7:14, of another woman who never, of this person, this woman who never had sex, right? This woman represents Mary. But this is talking about a whole different woman here. This is talking about Isaiah's wife, Isaiah the prophet. We're in Isaiah chapter 7:14. This is talking about Isaiah's wife. Okay. So who's already pregnant. So again, we got the virgin here. Now watch this. New American Bible. This is American Bible, made for American people, English-speaking people. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign, the young woman, okay? The Net Bible. This young woman, see, they're not using the word virgin no more. The New Revised Standard Version, the young woman, okay? So they're going against the Immaculate Conception agenda. It's funny because these Hebrews are so Immaculate Conception phobia, but they'll read from the Bible that's Immaculate Conception phobia. It's weird. So virgin, 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 virgin. And that's all I wanted to show you. Now, let's go to the Strongs. Okay. Got it. Okay. So now let's just read this. This is Ellicott's commentary for English readers, for us, everybody in the chat. Behold, let me do this right here. Let me send this link out in case LJ, Eric Bond, somebody who know a little bit about Hebrew felt like I was saying something incorrect. Let me just post a link in the chat. Okay, let me just post that link in the chat. I'll post the phone number too. I will deal with Aramaic also because the Hebrews run there as well. There's a little problem with that. Okay, so if they go to, so there's Aramaic words in the translation, but the original translation is not. And there's ancient text in Aramaic, right? But that's not the original copy. So just keep in mind that there's an Aramaic, there's a Syriac Aramaic translation of the Greek. Okay, so it's a translation like the King James English translation, like the Latin translation, like the Chinese translation, the Spanish translation. Okay, so that Aramaic is a translation like all of them. It's not the original. They translated their Bible from the Greek. The Greek reigns superior when it comes to what is said and what was not said. So the Hebrews had to learn that the hard way with me. Okay, so yeah, physical Israelites meaning that like the lineage of David, right? The lineage of Abraham. So physical. So I won't do worry. I'm gonna bring it all the way there. I'll probably go there next. I just want to show this. Ellicott's commentary for English readers. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son. Better, behold, the young woman. Hey, hey, it said better, behold the young woman. Or perhaps the bride shall conceive. So already they have a problem with virgin. They understand how it was, they believe it was purposely put there for English readers to misinterpret it as a woman without sex, putting the onus on Mary and not the pregnancy, which is Jesus. So I don't got to read any further. Better behold the young woman, or better the bride shall conceive. Everything but a young woman. Let's keep reading. The first noun has the definite article in the Hebrew and the word, though commonly used of the unmarried. Strictly speaking, denotes rather one who has arrived at marriageable age, bride in the Old English and German sense of the word, as applied to one who is about to become a wife, or still a young wife, will perhaps best express its relation to the two Hebrew words which respectively and distinctly are used for virgin and for wife. In Psalm 68:26, the authorized version gives damned souls, damned souls, damned souls. The mysterious prophecy which thus delivered to Ahaz has been differently interpreted. Okay. So now we got the pulpit commentary. Let's see if he deals with this. Let's see. Okay. So he gets right to it right here. He says, a virgin, or she, whoever it is, a virgin shall conceive. It is questioned. This is, can we see that? Can y'all see that clear? It is questioned whether the word translated virgin Alma, see what I got there, has necessarily that meaning. But it is admitted that the meaning is borne out by every other place in which the word occurs in the Old Testament. Okay. It said writing 2 centuries before the birth of Christ, translate. So this is the word. I think that's Parthenos. The rendering version has the support of the best modern Hebraists as Loth, these names. It is observed with reason that unless Alma's translated version, there is no announcement made worthy of the grand prelude. The Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, the Hebrew, however, has not a version, but the virgin. And so the Septuagint, back to that, which points to some special virgin proeminent above all others. It's talking about Luke. And shall better than the marginal rendering, thou shalt call, it was regarded as the privilege of a mother to determine her child's name. Right. So we're going somewhere else there. So let's get right to it. Behold, so this is Alma, Alma. So there's no question that when this is used in the Old Testament, this normally refers to a woman who's already had sex. She's just young at a marriageable age. So Betula, the other word I got there, if that was there, that's normally is the opposite. It normally refers to a young woman, marriageable age, who has never had sex. So keep in mind, Alma means young woman who most often has sex. She's just in marriageable age. She's probably already pregnant or has sex already, but she's at marriageable age. So if Luke, so now let's get out of here. I'm gonna bring it to spiritual versus physical Israel. I gotta first establish that. So now, when we go to Luke, as a matter of fact, I'll just play the video. The Greek word for this virgin is Parthenos, and that literally means a woman without sex. So
let's see that. Can you pull that up?
Yeah, I got you. Let me go to Blue Letter. And I'm saying if you go to any scholar in the world, okay, so which I already did, so let's get past that. I already went there. All right. So the word is
you said it.
Okay, so I just want to get I already explained that.
I mean,
okay, if you can,
all right, so stop looking at, we have to clarify this, right?
So
right, and then
it gives you cherry pick definition. Past that, she's old, and that's outside Bible. I'm not gonna argue definition.
Right. Source though that showed 3 separate sub definitions, that one was a woman that never had sex and one wasn't.
Okay, so now we're here, right? Now we're here. So where are we? Okay. Where is it at? Yeah, so
we just
her and said blah blah blah. The virgin spouse. All right. So I was saying that when it says to a virgin espoused to a man, this virgin. So the thing with Christians or Hebrew Israelites, Christians and Hebrew Israelites, what they mess up on is that Mary was both. She was a young woman at marriageable age, Alma, and she was also Betula. So that's why it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky, and that's why if you read like the controversy and say, hey, what is deliberate? They're gonna say, nah, it wasn't deliberate, but it could have been indirectly a mistake, right? Okay, so let me do this. Let me go back here. Let me just do this. Okay. Virgin. Let me see. Okay. So it's actually Matthew's 123, where it says, behold. So this is supposed to be quoting, this is, now follow me, guys. This is supposed to be quoting Isaiah 7:14. It's saying that this prophecy is being fulfilled. So now this part is saying, behold, a virgin shall be with child and bring forth a son, and they should call his name Emmanuel. which being interpreted God is what. So that is exactly, see, it said it right here. It said, now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying. So if that's true, then this will say, behold, a young woman shall be with child and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. So this word right here is Parthenos. And the argument is, and they put the same Parthenos in the Old Testament for the Hebrew word Alma. So like that was a controversy. It wasn't like a big deal, really. I just was clarifying for the chat. So it wasn't really a big deal. So
That's in
Woman who's not a
that would be
woman without
that
sex.
would be literally a rabbit hole, and that would be my rabbit hole. I went there. So
Okay, so you women are young, and
looks
so let's get
right.
past that. Oh,
to a woman without sex.
okay. So let me go to what I'm actually going to explain. Physical. I think when he went to Luke chapter 3, we went into physical Israel, right? So let me just fast forward real fast. So when he went to Luke 3 and Romans 1, he went to he won't let me read. This is my sharing my screen. I was gonna go in, he stopped me. I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna be one of those lives. All right. Okay, so we're at Luke 2. So Matthew's 2. We're all over the place. Like I have no idea where we're going at this point. We're all over the place. So we're here. So I think this is here.
Matthew would be the more credible source, and I would say that.
Okay, so this is where he's debunking Luke, like the book of Luke. This is interesting. So when a verse doesn't agree with them, they'll dismiss it as whatever they want to dismiss it as. Now he's attempting to debunk the entire book of Luke, like bring it to question, basically, not debunk, but he's trying to bring the whole book of Luke into question when he knows that, like, that's gonna it's damaging to his case.
Who was actually that Jesus was in the time of Herod, and then he goes on to say that in those days Caesar Augustus said that the world would be taxed, right? But Herod the Great died in 4 BC.
Okay.
Jesus was in the time of.
All right, so let's see. So I just want to see if anybody else saying this pseudo shit. Herod the Great. Okay. So 4 BC, right? Okay, cool.
Herod, and then he goes on to say that in those days Caesar Augustus said that the world would be taxed, right? But Herod the Great died in 4 BC, but Luke places Christ's birth about 10 years after that.
Okay, so there we go. So Luke, let me see. I just want to see if that argument is even like an argument in the Christian world. Luke places Jesus' death 10 years earlier than, I guess, Matthew, what he's saying. Oh. Matthew said that Jesus was born. Okay, here we go. So let's look at this. So let's see, because I mean, like, when they, are we going to debate the Bible or history? Like, I thought we just debate the Bible. Um, you know, we do the history thing, or I don't know if they want to do that. So Matthew says that Jesus was born during the time of Herod, but Luke says it was when Quirinius, and that's 10 years after Herod died. Why is that? Okay, what is the most European ET? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I'll continue. Here we go. The feed. I don't know. Yeah, but he was bringing this up to like get. So he don't forget he brought this up. This is a Hebrew Israelite. This is something that you guys would do. This is something that one of you guys would do in the chat to debunk, the Hebrew Israelites, Christians, and the Bible. So I'm like, dude, you're like debunking Luke or questioning Luke. So why even read from Luke then? Okay, so no, I pressed the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. This is just an answer. It doesn't mean it's the right answer. Just an answer. The author of Matthew's gospel wanted to place the birth of Jesus during the reign of King Herod so that he could draw parallels between Jesus and Moses. For example, Herod sought to kill all the boys under 2 years old, just as the Old Testament Pharaoh sought to kill all the boys under 2 years old. Matthew's story is unlikely to contain any historical elements. The authors of Luke's gospel wanted to place the birth of Jesus during the census of Cornelius so that Nazareth could be the hometown of Joseph and Mary, but they had to travel to Bethlehem for the census, right? So there are a lot of loopholes in this story, which is unlikely to contain any historical elements. Yeah, so he's adding history to something that's not supposed to be based on history.
6 AD, right? So that's just a textual discrepancy. Honestly, that's what it is. It's a textual discrepancy, right? But it illustrates a point in the scriptures that
some people call textual discrepancies contradictions.
I don't think that Christians really understand. And it's that we have to be able to stratify the scriptures, right? And understand that in an instance like with the Gospels, right, you had Matthew and John that were eyewitnesses, and you had Luke and Mark who came after the fact because they heard the story from somebody who heard the story.
Yeah, but you got to understand that when I debate the Bible, okay, I'm not a Christian, okay? I don't debate history, historicity. I don't debate authenticity. This is why I allow them to bring the Apocrypha. Because then they will be called into question if we're going to debate authenticity. We got to question the Apocrypha. Okay. So I just want to debate only the stories in the Bible in the context which they were spoken. Real simple. But when they're losing, they want to go outside of the frame, the marginal, the margins, right? They want to go outside the margins that we're only debating. Have y'all ever heard me go to history, go to Constantine? Never, never, because I'm just debating the stories. That's it. So if you're going to call in question Luke, then I would just dismiss it altogether. Say, all right, well, we're not going to read Luke because I don't want to read something suspect. Full discrepancies, because then let's just do the 101 Bible contradictions. Like let's not just stop there. Let's just keep going. So to me, it's fruitless to do that. Okay, Steve Burger versus Stefan, funny. All right, so let me see 504 questions. Say get a question. They behold 3 times and all right. So anyway, let's carry on. So now we're gonna get to spiritual Israel.
Who was actually with the man would be the more credible BC as opposed, right? So that's pointing out textual discrepancies in relation to Luke and Matthew.
Now, other Israelites also say that King James when you start to use the Bible against them, where it don't work. King James version doesn't work for them too much. They then are going to say, so he went to Luke. When you start whipping him more, he's going to say King James was a Methodist Christian, right? You know that, right? So he was part of the conspiracy to push this Immaculate Conception. They're going to go there, and now they're going to dismiss the entire King James. You've seen the brother go to favorable verses, translations, right? We left King James version. He did. I never leave King James version when I debate these guys, but he left the King James version and then he cherry picked a Bible translation that favored his argument.
because I've never heard anybody else bring that up. Well, not anybody in Christendom anyway, but it's a very important point, right? And we're going to show another example of that with Luke chapter 3 now, as compared to Matthew chapter 1.
All right. So now he's going to show Luke chapter 3. I don't think this one worked out too well for him, because I'm not familiar with this little argument right here. Don't care. But I'm familiar with the book of Luke chapter 3. Luke chapter 3. This is why I had to help him. I had to help guide him to the actual verse. Okay. Luke 3. Okay. Right here.
Yeah, you can go further down into, like, I want to say that's also in the 20s.
About 23. Okay.
What I'm looking for.
You heard me say 23. Okay. I know exactly where he's going. Probably 23. About 23. Okay.
What I'm looking for.
Probably 23.
Yeah.
See, I went straight there. Okay.
Starting at 23. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So Luke 3 starting at 20.
Now, don't forget, this has nothing to do with Luke chapter 1 where he's going. We're supposed to be debating Luke chapter 1 and whether or not was it speaking of a virgin birth. But he got me over here in Luke chapter 3. This is a whole different debate, because people go here and debate whether Mary is from this lineage or not. So this can be another, 30 minutes itself.
23 it says, and
I really don't want to entertain this because I don't want to argue that. You're going to see me just watch. When he asks me questions, you're going to see me just shrug it off. Like I don't want to talk about Luke 3. I want to talk about Luke 1, the virgin birth.
Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli, which was the son of Mathat, which was the son of Melchi, which was the son of Janna, which was the son of Joseph. All right, so I'm going to stop right there, right? Do you notice anything wrong here?
Nothing wrong. Now, why would you, see, just go, you notice anything wrong here? Because if I already know, like, dude, this is a rabbit hole. I'm going to point out what I wanted to point out when I debate this by itself, which I end up doing anyway. Watch. But I know.
Right there, right? Do you notice anything wrong here?
Nothing wrong, but I noticed certain things that stand out to me.
What stands out to you?
See, I'm trying to leave it alone so he could just finish, so we can go back to Luke. Well, I don't want to, say something and then I'll be talking over your point.
No, I'm asking you the question though. What stands out to you?
So it says, it's kind of like Matthew. It says everybody's a son of somebody, but when it comes to Jesus, it don't say son. It says he was being. Okay, so again, so now by me going in, guys and girls, you can tell that I'm clearly well versed on this chapter. I'm not freestyling. I'm well versed. This is in my brain. I can freestyle this, which I'm doing right now. I'm freestyling to the brother, but I didn't want to debate this. I want to debate Luke 1.
No, I'm asking you the question though. What stands out to you?
So it says, it's kind of like Matthew. It says everybody's a son of somebody, but when it comes to Jesus, it don't say son. It says he was being. Okay, so again, when you deal with verbs, being is a gerund, right? It's continual and it's temporary.
A gerund, right?
Right. It's continual and it's temporary. So it is also another way of saying being is acting like. So we can take being out and we can say he was acting like the son of Joseph, behaving like the son of Joseph. It's temporal. So you can say, hey, why are you acting funny? Why are you behaving funny? Why are you being funny? So all those words synonymous and it's interchangeable. So again, just like Matthew, when it comes to Jesus, it's never just plain like everybody else. The pattern always breaks when it comes to Jesus. And now it's saying he's being, ing, the son of Joseph.
Right. Okay. So it's important, right? It's also important to know.
So now, why do we go here? You see, so that's why they want to do that. because now he don't want to finish why he went here because he felt like he had the upper hand. Now he sees I'm well versed on this stuff. So now we're here for no reason. We're wasting time. I could be talking about spiritual Israel.
No, right? That as was supposed in the parentheses, right? That thought within that thought.
So the reason why I didn't read the parentheses because they make that a point of emphasis. See the parentheses, brother? No, that's wrong. It shouldn't be there. Like I don't want to do that argument that it shouldn't be there is wrong. I just so therefore I don't even read the parentheses. When I debate Luke chapter 3, you'll see I don't read the parentheses because I don't want them to say, brother, that was added. Okay, all this goofy stuff. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. So I purposely skipped the parentheses and he went back to the parentheses as was supposed. So since he went there, I'm gonna entertain it.
Right? And this is why I'm doing this, right? But
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine, right? And I'll give you that point, right? It does say as was supposed,
you got to give me that point. I'm more well versed on this whole chapter than you. You dig?
right? The son of Joseph, right? Which was the son of Heli, which was the son of Mathat, which was the son of Levi. Okay, so we went over Christ's genealogy in Matthew 1 the last time we talked. And Christ's genealogy in Matthew chapter 1 does not say what this says. Because Matthew chapter 1 does not say that Heli is the father of Joseph.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, right, which one is right and which one is wrong?
So you couldn't hear me, but I said they're both right. They're both right. You heard me now. I was away from the computer, and I keep forgetting when I go live. I need to. If y'all recall, in the summertime, I used to connect, and before the summertime, I used to always connect my iPad to the Zoom as well. I'm gonna do that right now, just for because I see I was low. I'm probably low now. Let me just connect my iPad so I could. I always use. If y'all think back, I always use. I connect it with two different devices, and I always use my iPad device for the microphone. So hold on, let me just do that right now. Yeah, he was going to sleep. Oh, oh, that's good. Okay, let me just put some milk in here. Put them out. All right, let me just connect this iPad real fast. I'm gonna give him his bottle, and then everybody has to join. 869-869-8902. 57. Why is the goddamn camera on, man? Hold on. All right. Let me just do a microphone check real fast. Where is this Swazi?
All right. Let me just do a mic. Okay, you guys can hear me clear now. All right. Listen clear here. You guys can listen clear here. Okay. All right. Let me just go. I'll finish in a second. Let me just go and give him his bye-bye. Oh, shit, man. Yeah, that just be okay. So give me a second. Let's be clear here. You guys listen clear here. Listen clear here, guys. Done. Coming around. Yeah, I gotta bring the laptop with me, huh? Okay, hold on. All right, guys. All right, all right, all right. All right, guys. Listen to the question. Listen to the question.
I'm not talking about a literal father of Joseph here.
This is not talking about a literal father of Joseph.
Okay, so I'm getting a double feedback. How do I stop that? I gotta mute one of these, I think. Okay. Okay, yeah, you guys will hear echo. So let me mute.
So where does it say that Joseph was the adopted son of Heli?
Well, it's not gonna say adopted, but I can give you examples with Mordecai, where Mordecai.
So let me just source up. I was hoping like hell he said prove that. Okay, guys, let's show you. I was hoping like hell he said source up.
I took Esther as his daughter, even though it was not his daughter. So now it doesn't say daughter-in-law. It says he took Esther as his daughter. So it's not going to say daughter-in-law, father.
So if y'all can't find it, read verse 7.
It's actually just going to say daughter, son. That's it.
Okay, so does the Bible demonstrate that though?
Demonstrate
like,
what?
Is there any scripture that you can go to prove that about Joseph?
Well, again, when you're dealing with how text works, so text is either going to be verbatim, word for word in front of you or somewhere else, or there's something called context clues, or there's context clues that you got to gather. So the first context clue, it says, as was supposed, the son of Joseph. And then the second one, we know that he's not the son of Eli. So 2, 1, he's being somebody, he's behaving like somebody. He's not actually him. Everybody else is actually somebody, but we can skip past that. When you look at the word son, right? The definition of son, of course it means biological, but it also means like a son-in-law.
Right. So is there any prophecy that you can go to demonstrate that Jesus would have a father-in-law, that the Messiah would have a father-in-law?
Well, okay. So if you're saying, I don't got to go prophecy, the fact that the angel came to Mary and said that you're going to have a son. Wait, first of all, two things happened. The angel came to Mary and said, "Hey, you're going to get pregnant without Joseph," and she's as a virgin. That's why she said, "How is going to be? How's that possible? I'm a virgin." And then the angel came to Joseph and said, "Joseph, don't be afraid to take Mary. What's inside her is of you." No, it said of the Holy Ghost. So don't be afraid.
As you see, I had to bring it back to Luke chapter 1.
To take her. So that's saying take her anyway. Take her as your wife, and you're gonna raise that boy up like your son.
But so can we expound upon what that means when the angel told Joseph to take her?
Right, so, but let me just finish this last thing, the last connection. So the same way the angels, in my opinion, let me just add that there. From what I get from the text, the same way that the angels asking Joseph to take Mary anyway and raise that boy up like it's yours, the same way Mordecai raised up Esther as that's his own, and Esther was seen as his actual daughter. Nobody challenged that in the book of Esther. Go ahead.
So, right, my next question: do you think that this scripture right here in Luke chapter 3 is giving you the genealogy of Mary?
That's speculation, possibly.
Okay, yeah, because I definitely don't believe that.
Yeah, that's speculation.
He's trying to get me to argue another topic, which I cleverly sidestepped. Dude, that's not gonna happen. Let's get back to the virgin birth.
Possibly. It's some people go with that. It's not. Nobody can like clearly.
Yeah, for the record, we at the Sakari do not teach that, right? And we also do not teach that Heli was Joseph's adopted father.
So,
but
what do you think? So, let me ask you then. You asked my opinion. What do you think is happening here then? So why is Eli being called the son of the father?
There's another textual discrepancy.
Okay, I got what you're saying. All right.
There's another textual discrepancy, and I'm showing.
So he's trying to dismiss Luke. I don't know. Like he's trying to dismiss certain texts that go against their argument that Joseph is the father. So he's trying to get rid of. So now you see why he's doing the textual discrepancy rhetoric. He's trying to dismiss Luke chapter 3. All right, as a textual discrepancy, dude. Let's entertain that argument. Can you show us some scholars that's saying Luke 3 is suspect? Okay, I don't want the Negro connection stuff. The Negro connect dots. I don't do that. But let's do it with the scholars. If you're gonna go with scholars and history, let's at least get it right.
Between the accounts in Luke and Matthew, textual discrepancies in these chapters, right?
Yeah, I disagree though.
Yeah, that's fine, right? But just for the record, I want to put that out there, and let the audience do with that as they will.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with your, conclusion on that.
Heard. All right. So, how long we been on?
We've been on probably 1 hour, probably exactly. Wait, I can actually tell you. If I'm bugging, hold on. Let me stop this thing. I can actually tell you. Yeah. No. Okay. So we've been on about an hour.
Heard. All right. So I gotta do a dub tomorrow. I can do tomorrow at 9. That work for you?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I actually emailed him, asked him like, "Yo, are we doing a debate tonight?" Because I was like, it's getting kind of late, and I heard nothing from him. So I said, "Bro, let's just," because it's getting late. It's like 8:30, and I didn't hear from him all day. And I texted him earlier. I got his phone number now, so I texted him earlier. And he ain't really hit me up all day. So it's 8:30. So I'm like, all right, dude, let's just do it for, let's skip tonight, and let's do it for tomorrow because it's already late. And you dig? I don't want no last minute. You ready? Type stuff. So I hit him up, email, yeah, let's do it tomorrow, Thursday.
All right, heard. So this was a good part 2. Well,
yeah,
this
I'm trying
actually
to be honest as possible. I'm not trying to win.
Okay, so now let's deal with spiritual Israel. Okay, you guys see that it says Mordecai, a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, a Benjamite. All right, he was a Jew and a Benjamite who had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, who Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. And it says, and he brought up Esther, his uncle's daughter, and took for his own daughter. So he took Esther, his cousin, for his own daughter. In the Bible, that's not his real daughter. And we can't even say daughter-in-law because that's not like he took on the mother of Esther. It reads that both of her parents are dead. If you look at right here, it says, for she had neither father nor mother. So she wouldn't even be considered a daughter-in-law. You dig? So he's literally the adopted father. All right? He's not even a father-in-law. He's the adopted father. I mean, what else word you want to use, right, for that? But we say God sister, God mother. Isn't that like his spiritual sister, spiritual mother? This is his daughter somehow. He raised up like his daughter. So this is a spiritual daughter. We're talking about the Bible. This would be a spiritual daughter. They had no connection at all. How else would she become his daughter? Okay. And then later on in the text, I can show you later in the book of Esther, where it just flat out calls her his daughter. Right? As a matter of fact, it named her father and him as it named. It says she had two fathers basically. It named her biological father and it named Mordecai, the guy that's just her cousin. Okay, so this is going along the spiritual Israel. Okay, so let's leave that, and that's just the start of the ending. So now let me share my screen again. Oh my God, really? What are you doing? I keep doing that. So I'm trying to let them go to bed naturally to sleep longer. But here, you're gonna lay in that crib. You are really not laying down. Here. So he got to do it this way. Prior, so okay, so let me further go on about this spiritual Israel, right? So now you see this. I just want to let you guys see the direction I'm going. Now let's get to some more hardcore evidence. of the spiritual Israel. That was like all right. So let me share my screen here, guys. Listen clear here. All right. Listen clear here. Okay, here we go. I did save it. Okay, so you guys are looking at my screen. Okay, so I'm gonna show you another case of spiritual Israel and physical Israel. And I'm telling you, it was all about spiritual Israel and less about physical Israel. Hey, peace, peace, Corey. So let me just, in case somebody wanna, you guys might be busy, but again, I'm staying on topic. So if anybody do call in or hit the panel, we're staying on topic. So let me just make sure it's pampered good, because usually when you yell like this, he is pampered. So let me just give me 1 second just to check his pamper. All right, we are back. We are back. We are back. He'll go to sleep. This is actually late for him. No, it ain't super late. But he's around like 9 o'clock. He's about an hour, 9 o'clock, 9:30. We usually go to bed. Okay. So it says, they answer him, we be Abraham's seed. Okay. So these are the Jews. So they're saying we are physical Israelites. Physical. Remember, the subject is physical Israelites versus spiritual Israelites. Okay. So they're telling Jesus, we be Abraham's seed. We're physical Israelites through the seed of Abraham. Verse 37, Jesus said, I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye do that which you have seen with your father. Okay, now we're talking about a spiritual father. That's not Abraham. Watch this. Verse 39. They answered, and now he never cried like this without, like usually he won't have his bottle or his diaper. I changed the diaper, he got fresh bottles. So this is kind of new. But he got teeth grown in, so that could have a lot to do with it. Okay. So I think he can't resist that milk though. So once he sips that milk, it's over. So it says, so now they're talking about their physical seed from Abraham. Okay. And Jesus said, I know you're Abraham's physical seed, but ye do that which you have seen with your father. And he's not talking about Abraham. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Okay. So Jesus said they had a different father. Remember, they said we're Abraham's seed. So when you're somebody's seed, you are saying figuratively, that's your father. So Jesus is saying they got another father or a real father. So clearly here, Jesus is not, let's be clear here. Jesus is not acknowledging Abraham as their father like they are. Jesus is acknowledging another father for them, a spiritual father, okay? And that's the only one he acknowledges as a father for them. Because Jesus has a spiritual father. So he said, they answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said unto them, if you were Abraham's seed, if you were so he's saying, if you were Abraham's seed. So now he's questioning if they're Abraham's seed. He said, if you were Abraham's seed, ye would do the works of Abraham. So you see, he's saying you will follow after Abraham if you were truly of Abraham. If you're truly Abraham's seed, you would do the works of Abraham. In other words, you could be born from Abraham's stock, but that don't make you technically Abraham's seed. Are y'all following? Okay. So now we are verse 40 now. So he said, but now you seek to kill me, a man that had told you the truth, which I heard of God. This did not Abraham. Okay, so I'm thinking about making that subscript. I heard God, this did not. You seek to kill me. Okay, so I'll do this. But you seek to kill me. I'll do this. I'll subscript that. So I'm bolding out what you need to pay attention to and subscripting things that just kind of in a way. Okay. So he said, you would do the works of Abraham, but now you seek to kill me. This did not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Okay. All right, now check this out. This is heavy here. So Jesus is acknowledging a spiritual father for these Jews over their physical father. So now you kind of get what I'm saying, where I'm going. Is it about a physical seed or a spiritual seed? He said, you do the deeds. So it's about a work. It's not about how you're born. It's about a follow-up. How are you living? So he said, ye do the deeds of your father. So the way the Black Hebrew Israelites tell it, they could do any wickedness, whatever they want to do, and they're still blessed because they're of Israel. That's not what we read here, all right? So you guys need to bring this up to them. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, We be not born of fornication. We have only one Father, even God. So now they're claiming God. Okay. So let me just see if I'm going to keep it, if I'm going to subscript it. I'm just looking over. We have, I might be able to read these your father this. Okay. You know what? I can actually take all this out because he repeats that. So, because what happens is I try to read to save time. So we could go verse 40 where it says, but now you seek to kill me. This did not Abraham. And okay, so I could bold this. Yeah, he ain't never do this before. He's really on one. Like, this is the time you're supposed to get him in the car and ride somewhere and let him go to sleep. This is that time right now. And I'm thinking about doing that. Thinking about putting him in the car, going to Wawa and getting, I already need it for Wawa. But just so you go to sleep. Okay, so this did not Abraham. Then said they to him, we have one Father, even God. Okay, now watch this. Okay. All right, so this is important right here. This is what I want to read, and we can subscript this and that. Okay, so just follow. I think I pretty much know where I'm going at, because it's saying that Jesus said unto them, if God were your Father, ye would love me. See, so people are your father based off how you behave, not how you're born. Remember, Esau and Jacob were both born from Isaac, but the blessings were given to, they're born Isaac. The blessings were given to Jacob. You want to keep going? Isaac and Ishmael were both born from Abraham, but only Isaac got inherit the covenant. Okay, so you see, it's not how you're born, it's just who was chosen, and a lot has to do with how you are behaving, because you could be chosen, but if your actions don't follow, it can be stripped from you. King Solomon, i.e., King Solomon. Okay, so we could subscript 43. We don't need that. Okay, so here we go. Ye are your father, the devil. Okay. So everything else I don't need. I don't need other stuff. I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. Okay, so let's start at 40. No, let's start at 39. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said unto them, if you were Abraham's seed, ye would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me. So you have to follow up. You just can't be born that way. But now ye seek to kill me. This did not Abraham. So because they are acting differently, the seed thing is becoming, as we are reading, is becoming stripped of them. He's given them a different father. So then they said to him, we have one Father, even God. Jesus said unto them, if God were your father, ye would love me. Ye are of your father, the devil. So he stripped them from being the son of Abraham and Abraham's seed, and Abraham is their father. And he is saying, your father is the devil. So now this is the funny part right here. They got so mad at Jesus that they had jokes for him. So they called him a Samaritan. Now, on a different live, I will explain why that was an insult. A Samaritan would be what indigenous would call a wannabe Jew. Close, but not exactly. Or a Jew-like person. Okay, that would be the Samaritans. And if y'all ask a question in chat, I could answer that real quickly. So then answer the Jews. You are a Samaritan. So they call Jesus a fake Jew at this point. They called him a Samaritan. They called him a Jew-like person. He's practicing like a Jew, but he's not really a Jew. So then they said, "Art thou greater than our father Abraham?" So they're holding on still. Okay. So they're holding on to this notion that Abraham is their father simply because they were born, not because they are living a certain way. They're going like the Black Israelites are doing. They're saying, "Are you greater than our father Abraham?" Now, this same language was shared somewhere. Watch this. Watch how. So if you want to connect dots, this is how you really connect dots. So keep in mind, they said, "Are you greater than our father?" That language is similar. And don't forget what they called him. They called him, so it's ironic because they called him a Samaritan, which is a fake Jew, but they are the ones who are behaving like Samaritans. Watch this. And this is going to take a Bible reader to appreciate this. So here at John 4, Jesus is chilling, right? So Jesus is chilling. So it says, "When therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John." So Jesus is chilling. So Jesus is going through Samaria. Remember, these are fake Jews, fake Israelites. So at this point in time, they are the fake Jews, the fake Israelites. So as he's going through Samaria, then cometh to a city of Samaria, okay, a woman of Samaria is coming. God, I cannot stand this fucking black man. It does that every time. Okay, so a woman of Samaria came to draw water, and Jesus said unto her, "Give me some water." So Jesus is asking the Samaritan woman to give him water, and she said, "How is it that you being a Jew, ask me to drink, give me you to drink, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with us fake Jews, Samaritans." So remind you, they are calling Jesus a Samaritan because they're so mad at him from what he's charged them of. He said their real father is the devil. Now, just to get a quick reminder, they said this. When they got mad at him, they called him Samaritan, and they said, "Are you greater than our father Abraham?" Okay. So when Jesus spoke slick to her, look what the Samaritan said. Look at the fake Jew said to Jesus. "Are you greater? Are you greater than our father Jacob?" So these Jews literally said the same thing Samaritan said. They are claiming Jacob as their father, and the Jews are claiming Abraham as their father. Let me share my screen. I'm not even sharing the screen. I just seen it. So you see, verse 12, it says, "Are thou," this just because I want to share my screen. So just let you know where we're at. So Jesus must go through Samaria. Then he comes to a city of Samaria. And then a woman of Samaria came to draw water. And Jesus said unto her, "Give me to drink, give me some water." And then she said, then said the woman of Samaria unto him, "How is it that thou, being a Jew, ask to drink, give you water, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with Samaritans." And Jesus talked slick to her. And then she said, just like how he talks to the Jews, and they said, "Are you greater than our father Jacob?" And you just read that the Jews said to Jesus, "Are you greater than our father Abraham?" Okay. So, of course, he like dissed her too. He right over here. So they said this to Jesus. They said, "Our fathers worship in this mountain, And ye say that in Jerusalem, in this place where men ought to worship. Jesus said unto her, Women, believe me, the hour cometh when you shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Now look what he said to her, similar language to the Jews. He said, You worship what you know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews, not you Samaritans. And then he said, But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true, you see, he's calling her a fake worshiper, indigenous. This is how you rightly divide the truth. It says, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. So he said, God is the spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. So he's calling the Samaritans fake worshipers, and he's also calling those Jews fake worshipers. He said the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Okay. So it's funny. I was just pointing out that they sat there and called him a Samaritan when they were literally behaving like Samaritans. That was the funny part that I guarantee most people who read the Bible miss. Okay, so back over here. It says, so now Jesus said, so I could subscript that. My notes. You see me doing the notes on the fly. This is how I do my notes. This is how I remember stuff. Okay, so your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day. So now, because wait, I gotta add this. I gotta unsubscript this. This is important. So he said, "Are you greater than our father Abraham, which is dead?" So they're making it known, our father is dead. So Jesus said, "Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day." So he's saying, "Your father seen my day." So now the Jews know this is an ancestor. And Jesus is saying this, their ancestors who is dead, seen his day. So that pissed them off. Look at this. Look at this. Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old. How you talking about you seen Abraham? Okay, so now let me do this. Get right to it. I don't like to play. Okay, so they said, You ain't even 50. How you see Abraham? And Jesus said, Before Abraham was, I am. In other words, I'm 50. What are you guys talking about? I was here before Abraham. You good? 50. No, I was here. I was already here. I'm here before Abraham. I'm here for another reason, through a woman. So you clearly see that. You clearly see he called them the sons of their true father, which is the devil. So this was more, and the Bible tells you you don't war against the flesh, you war against spiritual principalities. So this was about an Israelite, spiritual Israel, and not physical or flesh, carnal Israel. All right. So now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. What is that law? Wait. Before I do that, let me share this. Okay. Let me go to my notes in this one because I don't want to search for it all over again. All right. Let me go to my notes in this one. Let me see what the chat talking. What's the chat talking? Okay. So Jesus was stepped on. Jew, you crazy. Jesus is Jewish. Yeah, well, that's what they called him. So the devil begot. Yeah, the devil spiritually begets people. And that's what they keep missing. Explain that one more time. Yeah, hop on. Hop on. Dig. Hop on, hop on, hop on. Hop on, hop on. Here's the link. Where's the phone number? You can call in. He said, "Young boy, I'm about to rock with that King James stuff." Yeah, he was acting a fool. Okay, so if you think I'm capping, think I'm stretching, hop in. And I'm not even near done. Again, don't forget the first one's Mordecai, which is just warming up. The second one, this is the second one, showing you that Jesus is acknowledging them to have a true father, which is spiritual. So they got a physical father. Jesus acknowledged that. But he said, the way you're moving in these streets, you have now been assigned a father that's more of your speed, right? Move like you. So your physical father didn't move like you. So that ain't really your father, because you got to move like your dad in order to be your dad. This is like, I guess, how the Jews roll. To be the son of a man, you got to move like that man. If you move opposite, I guess that's like a disown, like you dig, or you give up, you sell your birthright, I guess. If you move opposite of your dad, you sell your birthright just by default. So he was saying, yo, the way y'all moving right now, y'all moving like the devil's your father. And then he outright said it in verse 44. He outright said, you are of your father, the devil. Okay. So that's undeniable. So he assigned him a whole new father. That's the link right there. Okay. So let me do this right here for y'all. But it's going to get just worse and worse and worse. Let me go to Deuteronomy. Y'all all right? Oh, I'm from Genesis. I go to Deuteronomy. Shit. Y'all all right? I be saying, y'all all right? The mosque. Are you all right? Are you all right? They'd be like, I ain't got time. What they say? They'd be like, take your time, take your time. And now, yeah, it's so scripted, and they say in the mosque. Like when the minister think he like dropping signs, he be like, yeah, and then like he'll purposely pause for about 5 seconds so they can say, take your time, minister. Then he gonna say, nah, I ain't got time. I can't take my time. Time is of the essence. Yeah, that'd be so. I'd be like, oh boy, here they go with this one. Take your time, minister. Oh damn, here you go. No, I can't take my time. This message got to get out. So I can't take my time. I can't take my time either. I put the link in there. I put that phone number in there for any challengers. All right? Any challengers. So I'm talking about will take a lot of you, still have no chance. I'm biased will take a lot of you still. Yeah. So I took a light on my boy. I didn't, I thought he was wrong. And I'm gonna finish the video. Well, they say Lord's willing, but I didn't go hard on him. Like again, if you bring a peaceful spirit, I'm going to respond with a peaceful spirit. It's the captains and the other guys. It's the feminine guy. These are the guys, the sodomite guy. These are the guys who make me go dumb hard on them. Big Yachty, I had to do them dirty. But if you notice, even the Nation Islam brothers, if you notice, when they nice and respectful, I really don't even want to debate them. I'm like, damn, that's the wrong guy. I want the rowdy guy, the ignorant, boastful guy. That's what I want. Beat your chest guy. I want that guy. Because I'm too kind-hearted. Damn it. So let me just show you this law. Okay. So let me show y'all something. You dig? In fact, let me put it on the Swazi. Just make sure I got everything. All right. Okay. Cool. Check this out. So you see, I don't have it in my notes right now, but it's there now. Okay. So let's get rid of all those right there. Okay. So then we perfectionist. All right. So now check this out. So please, let's read along. So this is Deuteronomy 25. This is the law. It says, if brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child. So this is for concrete, Corey. I told you each time I go, it's going to get. So I first went with Mordecai. We took his cousin and raised her as her daughter, spiritual. And then I just went to the Jews, spiritual fathers, spiritual children of the devil. And now I'm gonna turn up a notch even more. So in Deuteronomy 25, the law is if a brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry. Let me just make this make sense. See, this is why I have to do it this way. Because the King James be adding unnecessary words that confuse the hell out of you. Okay. Take. So we just pretty much need that. So other stuff is just extra. Okay. Okay, we can read the whole thing, actually. All of this. Okay, so now this is completely spiritual. If brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her and take her to him to wife. So the husband's brother must go into her and do what? Give her a child, because the brother that was married to her died in war or something. He wasn't able to give her a child. So the next man is supposed to go into her, the brother is supposed to go into her and give her a child. And what happens? Verse 6 says, and it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth, the firstborn, her first kid, okay, coming from the brother. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, and that his name be not put out of Israel. So let me explain what's going here. This is more spiritual kids. And the Israelites, this is a good point I hit on with. So one guy died. He had no kids, no seed. Keep in mind, he has no seed. He has no seed line. His brother goes into her, gives her a kid, and leaves. Okay. According to Judaic law, that kid inherits the brother that died seed line. So he will be known in Israel and documented in the lineage as the brother who died biological son. Why? Because that his name be not put out of Israel. So that means every kid from his brother's wife, right? Every offspring from the brother's wife, all those kids is really the brother's wife lineage, but no, he gets no credit. It's donated to the brothers, the brother that died. So this is the law. Your firstborn only, not your secondborn, thirdborn. Okay, so now, we got that clear. Now let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, I'm almost done. Almost done. Just bear with me. Okay. So all that doesn't matter. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Follow me now. See, I'm the G. I'm in effect. Okay. So let me put a little divider here. Is my microphone better? I'm using an iPad. Yeah, when you match energy, everything go well. Okay. So as you can see here, Judah, this is, so you got Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are the forefathers. Well, Jacob gave his son, I'm sorry. Judah, Jacob's, Israel, the father of the Israelites. He had 12 children, he had 10 children. Oh, that's another thing. Oh my God. That's why I need somebody to hop on so they can get it. Cause I don't want to talk. Y'all missing it. So now, what's Eric? Eric knows the Bible. So I really need somebody that knows the Bible to hop on or call in. And Business does not know the Bible. So I need somebody that knows the Bible to hop on. And y'all will appreciate where I'm going a lot better. Okay. So does anybody know the stories of the Bible? Some of them, at least the most popular ones. You would need to call in because all this time it will make absolute sense to you. All right. So just keep in mind that Judah saw a daughter of a certain Canaanite. So Judah took a Canaanite and he went into her and he conceived and bare a son and he called his name So Judah, so I'll do this because again, you don't want to, when you're discussing this with these guys, you got to be quick because they'll cut you off real quick. And Judah saw, right, let me minimize this. And Judah saw we're not doing a Judah saw there. We're not doing that. I gave up on this language. And Judah saw all this rate it doesn't matter, it's relevant. The fact that he saw a Canaanite. Okay. All this other stuff doesn't matter. But this matters. So, and Judah saw a Canaanite and he took her and went to her. And she, we don't need conceived there, but we definitely need this. Okay, so where are we? And Judah saw a Canaanite and he took her and went to her. And she, let me take the end off. And she bare a son named, yeah, I can take all this. Okay, here we go. So, and Judah saw a Canaanite, and he took her and went into her, and she bare a son named okay. So this is how you do this, man. When you do this. So people debate this. Don't know why. Okay, so I gotta do all this. Okay, so he he named his son and she again. Let me get rid of this, and it's not gonna make sense. Okay, and she again bare a son, and she called his name Onan. See how that makes sense with all that extra stuff? And yet she again conceived and bare a son. And called his name Shelah. Okay, so this is very important. So so with the Canaanite woman, he had 3 kids. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now I read the law for a reason. The law when a man dies. Okay. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And this all going to be in there. And check this out. So this is the highlight. This is when you go into spiritual Israel. So we read the law. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn. That's his firstborn. See, he's doing it for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn. So his firstborn name is And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. So we don't know what he did. Okay. So then, and Judah said unto Onan, watch this. So, and Judah said unto Onan, go into your brother's wife and marry her and raise up seed to thy brother. So you're going to have sex with her and possibly potentially give her a kid, but that seed is donated. That kid and all that kid offspring is donated to your brother's tree, not yours. Okay, so that's what you read. Okay, so the second son, and Onan knew. Check this out. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. You see? Okay, hold on. Okay. So, and Onan knew that the seed should not be his. Let me superscript this. When he went into his brother's wife. So now keep in mind, and listen carefully. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. You see, this is spiritual Israel. From the beginning, this is spiritual Israel. And wait till you see the cherry on top. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. Okay. Okay, so I got to read all this. This is all important. So the second son, remember, if your oldest brother die, all the brothers got to go into the wife if they all keep dying. But I guess it's going from oldest to youngest. So the second brother name is Onan. Okay. Judah told Onan to go into your brother's wife and give her a kid. And that lineage will not, even though that's your kid, it's not yours. It's your brother's. That's some messed up stuff. And Onan knew that Onan knew that the seed should not be his. So Onan knew that this kid will not be mine. Nothing about this kid will be in my lineage. When he went in unto his brother's wife, so this is talking about Onan. So he went into his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. See, so this is all spiritual Israel, spirituality. All right. Okay, so let's see. Is everybody following? I gotta do a part 2. I understand it's getting late. Wait, what's today? Today's Tuesday, right? Okay, it's today's Tuesday. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna just pick up tomorrow, where you guys got fresh eyes. I think you watched Jabari, you watched other things, and you will appreciate this better tomorrow. I get to play clips on a video, like maybe 30-second clips, just to show you. All right, yeah, so I think I'm gonna end this one right here. Yeah. So I'll pick up tomorrow. I'll recap a recap analysis, and I'll pick up tomorrow. But yeah, this one is definitely by getting sleepy. You dig? So let me just not rush and just do it the right